Jim Ryan, so yeah, maybe you can drive my car, but I've got an F-150 in my driveway. At least I did this morning when I left the house, Jim.
Yeah, you better check on that. It's a good idea to get a security camera because the Ford full-size pickup trucks are now the most stolen vehicles on the road. And part of that is that they are the most popular among vehicle purchasers, too. So with that large number of vehicles out there, it stands to reason that would be the most stolen. Supplanting the Honda Civic in the top spot on those vehicles. Often taken 39,000 of them in the last year.
Okay, when it comes to those vehicles, why the switch? Why the switch from the Honda Civic? Now people want a full-size truck.
Well, I think just because there are so many more of them, because that's now the hottest selling vehicle out there, Ford specifically. But in the third place is the Chevrolet pickup truck. So it stands to reason that if more people are driving full-size pickup trucks, more people are stealing full-size pickup trucks. They aren't the newer models, though, of that Ford pickup, the full-size that is at the top of the list. The 2006 model year is the one that most frequently is taken. Maybe that one has some easily broken steering column or something that makes it easier to steal, but that seems to be the one that they're going after.
You're not making me feel better in the mood because what do you think sits next to my F-150? I've got a Chevy Colorado that sits next to it. Thanks, Jim. So now we'll have no vehicles to drive into work.
No.
So what state is it that we are seeing the most auto thefts in right now?
Which one do you think? I mean, you probably think maybe California?
I thought a border town, so I thought California, Texas, New Mexico, something like that.
That's a border town, all right. It's Alaska. It borders Canada.
Oh.
And that's the one. That's the state that has the highest per capita number of vehicle thefts. Not the hard number, of course, because there are fewer vehicles there and fewer are being stolen. But per capita, per 100,000 people, more vehicles are stolen in Alaska than anywhere else. In terms of city, Albuquerque, New Mexico is top of the list.
Okay.
Yeah, when there were 1,100 car thefts per 100,000 people there. And not far behind is Oakland, though. Down the list, San Bernardino is in fourth place with 1,000. Los Angeles proper, though, it's way down the list. I mean, there are a lot of cars stolen there, but per capita, there are only 69 per 100,000. I'm sorry, 430 thefts per 100,000 people, which puts it in 69th place across the country.
All right, Jim, so I have the Chevy, I have the Ford, and I live about 25 minutes from San Bernardino.
Yeah, and you know what? You should probably just use Uber every day. Get rid of those things.
All right, Jim, thank you.
A bus pass.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Jim. Have a great day.
See you.
All right, see you later. Wow, I feel great this morning. How about you? This is KFI and KOST HD2 Los Angeles.
Jennifer. We'll come get you and scoop you up and take you for a ride. Boy, downtown Los Angeles looks gorgeous this morning. We came out of the San Fernando Valley. If you are, well, perhaps coming out of the Newhall Fence right now, and you got to use that South 405, I must warn you, boy, there's a lot of volume. Everybody's going somewhere here this morning. There was some slow-moving construction equipment going uphill when we took a look at it, and I do mean slow-moving appropriately in the slow lane, so just be careful. But right now, we're coming up over this problem, South 5. It's South 5 at Washington. That's south of the 710. Got a couple of the left lanes blocked. Kind of hard to see right now, but there is a backup now from before the 710. Now, it's not solid. You will start moving a little bit, and then okay down to the 605. More on this coming up. Don't go away. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Bach, KFI in the sky.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Campbell here, serial entrepreneur with words from another happy payroll customer.
My husband and I started a business together, and I had no idea where to start when it came to payroll. And a friend of mine recommended Patriot, and I have not looked back since. It was extremely user-friendly. I was actually able to understand it and run everything extremely well. And anytime I've had a question, they have been so quick to answer and help me. I definitely recommend it to anyone who is looking for a payroll software that is easy to use, user-friendly, and really offers everything that you need when it comes to something that's beneficial for your business.
Visit us at PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
This is a crime alert from James Finch, former Assistant Director of the FBI's Cyber Crimes Division. Your home's title is the only document that proves you own your home. And now, cyber criminals are able to forge our names off our home's title and claim they own it. It's a nightmare crime. Watch a video of a former cyber thief who now trains police, show how it's done, and how Home Title Lock could have stopped him. Visit HomeTitleLock.com/radio. HomeTitleLock.com/radio.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny and windy today. We've got highs in the mid-60s at the beaches to the mid-70s in the valleys and the IE. Now, the wind should die down this afternoon, and then tomorrow we should just see mild temperatures again. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. This has been your wake-up call. Handle on the News starts now.
Handle on the News. Handle on the News. And now, here's Bill Handel.
Good morning, one and all, on another cold Wednesday. It was like in the 40s this morning when I got into the car. Man, it's cold. When is this thing going to end? Minnesota's on the phone. They want you to shut up. Now, watching football this last weekend, any of the eastern cities, 11 degrees, 8 degrees, with a wind chill factor of minus 240, almost absolute zero, where you can freeze cryogenically sperm or heads or bodies, your choice. And it was, in the ground, you could see it was like concrete.
Oh, yeah, they were flipping around on sort of the icy field.
And the ball, people were dropping those balls like crazy. You can see. I mean, it was. It should be that every stadium should have it should be an indoor stadium. That's all. You don't have an indoor stadium, no team. Put a roof over Lambeau. No, otherwise no football. Thank you. You guys can play tennis. All right. This is why I'm not in sports.
You don't live there though.
But he goes there.
Your distaste for 40-degree weather, if you were like a dictator with power, that you don't like 40-degree weather would mean all those people who don't mind wouldn't be able to have football teams.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I mean, it's their choice. If they want teams that they're freezing and frostbite happens every year, that's fine. How do you catch a football with half your fingers gone? Or even better, there's a visual. The ball comes, a hard throw by the QB, and then the receiver is able to try to catch it and finger snap off. I mean, that is entertainment. All right, let me say a quick hello to everybody. Jennifer, good morning.
Handle. That's my hello.
Okay. Wayne, good morning. Good morning. She sounded very exasperated with you. Alex.
Morning.
Good morning. Alex and I were talking about a story I'm going to do later on, and I started stream of consciousness, and she said, no, you can't say that. No, you can't say that. No, that's not going to work, which is really a shame, because they were great visuals. And good morning, Tyler.
Good morning, Bill.
And Alex is sitting next to me this time around. Usually she's with Tyler in the other room in Air Mix, and but the computer in there is screwing up because it's one of the first Apple computers that was ever built. They just don't replace equipment here very often.
It's not even that. It's a Timex Sinclair.
Yeah. So she is in here using the computer in here. All right, a lot going on as usual, and let's do it. Handle on the news, Jennifer Jones-Lee, Wayne, and me, and lead story. Well, sick leave is coming back, California. Paid COVID sick leave. One of the things about the United States, one of the very few countries in the world that does not offer or does not mandate paid sick leave. And here in California, because it's such a liberal state, and it makes kind of sense if you think about it, people out for COVID, taking care of family members, and they're on their own. Well, there is now a reinstatement, and there was a plan in California during the pandemic. There was a paid sick leave plan, but it was very minor. I think it was 3 days or something. And that ended September 30th. And so it's going to come, and it is coming back, and up to 40 hours, up to a full week. of paid sick leave. And again, I guess that's better than not, but if you're taking care of someone who has COVID, it's not just a week in many cases. People can get pretty sick, but better than nothing. And if you have COVID and you're taking care of someone else who has COVID, that's where you get your full blast of 40 hours. Otherwise, I think it's 22 hours. And so anyway, I think we're moving in the right direction. And of course, employers, business organizations saying, nope, too expensive. And this is for companies with 26 people or more. So if you happen to have a company with 25 people, you just make fun of the guy next door who has an extra person. And does the guy next door fire that one person to not have to pay sick leave? What I would do, no, I wouldn't. What I would do is push for the sick leave. Let's move on.
And they wonder why I was exasperated with you this morning. California appears to have passed the peak of the Omicron variant wave. This is one of the first times we have given good COVID-19 news in a while. If you look at January and you look at 22,000 people kind of at the peak last week, now you've just got about 15,000 people in the hospital with COVID-19. LA County Health Director Barbara Frere also said that it's looking better in Southern California, that our daily case and case rates, positivity rates, number of people in the hospital, all down. However, she says the number of deaths is not dropping at the same pace, so that's a concern.
But keep in mind the number of deaths are directly related to a timeline of usually several weeks. Someone gets serious COVID and there they are in the hospital, or there they are have to be hospitalized. And then they go into the hospital and no one dies immediately, so that's another couple of weeks. So it's about a month behind. And they sit there on a ventilator, and it used to be virtually a death sentence, especially if you were, well, even on a ventilator, but if you were older than 70, 65 or 70, it was virtually a death sentence. Very few people survive that.
It's not a bobblehead. It's not a seat cushion. It's not a drink koozie. People attending the Super Bowl at SoFi Stadium will be getting a free KN95 mask. Woo! Now, LA County's rules currently require masks to be worn at outdoor events with more than 5,000 people, so obviously the Super Bowl fits that. Masks will be required at all times around there. However, you're not required to wear any particular class of mask. You're not required to wear the KN95 mask that they will hand you. You could put that in your pocket, pull out your the cloth mask that you like with the little logos on it, and that will be acceptable as well. But everybody gets one.
Except we're on our way to those states and jurisdictions where a mandate occurs, even federally, that the minimum, this is the recommendation now, the minimum is a surgical mask, those very light masks that you buy by the dozen, then the KN95, then the N95, which is the top of the heap. And you're going to see, I'm willing to bet that it's not going to be too much longer where the recommendation is going to even eliminate the surgical mask. It's going to be N95 or better. I mean, that will stop transmission. That is some serious protection. But, can they mandate it? First of all, they're a lot more money.
And who makes them in production?
Oh, no, there's plenty. They make them here in the United States.
But
They can ramp up.
Yeah. Okay,
I mean, they can do tens of millions a month. I mean, that's not a big problem. They have these machines, that you can do it. You can see them go, and they make zillions per minute. I mean, they haul, but so don't invest in surgical masks or cloth masks.
All right, there's a Portola High School basketball player who was the target of some racist slurs during a matchup against Laguna Hills last week. And you see Mekhi Brown go up for free throws, and somebody starts yelling, "Where's his slave owner? Chain him up, chain him up." And it's some kid that's in the stands. And the mom said she didn't even know it had happened until they were watching video from the game the next day, and they heard it. And so, of course, now there's an investigation going on, trying to find this kid, who said it, that kind of thing. And the school, of course, has issued apologies, but apologies do not suffice. According to the superintendent of the school, the words used by the student will never be acceptable.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I truly don't understand why this is even a story, legitimately. you've got one kid at a basketball game screaming racial slurs at a black kid, slave, you should, where's your slave owner, etc. And instead of, if it comes to stories, say, hey, this kid did it, we tossed him, unacceptable, done. Instead, as you just said, the words will never be acceptable. This is a learning opportunity for our school communities that there's ongoing work that needs to be done in building continued mutual respect and understanding. One kid
I think
who does this.
The parents are upset that the student wasn't punished right away.
They said the district says the student has been disciplined.
Has been, but I think that they felt there was a delay.
Here are the two things. One of which it's impossible to know for sure, but the mother of the player who was taunted with these words, she says the district was trying to suppress the video.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they did or not, but she says they did. But also the district says the kid's been punished, but we don't know what. And
yeah,
so
that's true.
I would say
we don't know.
You could certainly see a lack of absolute transparency, perhaps, or the feeling of a lack of transparency.
No, not necessarily, because first of all, it may be district policy that will not tell us exactly what the punishment was. All they can do is admit that discipline was invoked. And I'd like to know how the district suppresses a video that's out there that some kid or several kids were taking, and it's out on the internet. What does the school do to suppress that?
Well, and if the mom found the video, was it her video that
I don't
she
know.
was watching?
The
video was there.
It doesn't even matter.
Existed.
The point is, it's one kid who does this, and therefore there's a huge uproar other than saying, hey, the kid was an ass, but we tossed him, now let's move on.
But the retort to that, and I just, oh man, people of color and people who experience this kind of thing, I know you're rolling your eyes, and I don't blame you, because it's a couple of things. First of all, it's not just one kid. This is one kid in this story. There was that story 2 weeks ago of the same thing at a high school game, and another one a week before that, and 2 weeks before that.
You toss the kids. You're gone. Ciao, baby.
But you're saying don't report that it happened?
No, I just don't know. I'm not saying don't report it. I just want to know how these become stories, these singular stories,
because they're actually part of an ongoing pattern.
I don't buy that.
And they are, because this does keep happening.
It does, but you've got
even
hundreds
just within the world of high school sports games, and you've got seeing stories of this stuff.
Hundreds of thousands, and millions of kids, and it does happen. Kids steal in school. Therefore, we have to do a story about that when there are 3 or 4 kids that are robbing the cafeteria. All I'm saying is, let's take a break. Jennifer, please.
Some 80 million workers are no longer required to get a COVID vaccine or test. OSHA is officially ending the mandate as of today. Pepsi's responding to calls for a boycott after outrage over political donations. A newsletter claimed had a role in the Texas abortion law, but Pepsi says the donations were actually made in a 2020 for political convention costs and also went to Democrats for the same reason. And Disney's rethinking its live-action remake of Snow White. After being called out by a Game of Thrones star, Peter Dinklage says he was taken aback to learn a new version of the 1937 animated film was in the works. He applauded casting a Latina actress as the lead, but called it backwards thinking to still use dwarves. We'll take a look at your drive with VKFI in the sky next.
Refinancing your home at times makes a lot of sense, and there's a time limit. Right now is actually a very good time to refinance, and here's why. Money is still historically low. Inflation has not hit mortgage interest rates. And the equity in your home has gone up dramatically because home prices have gone up. Now, the equity is doing nothing for you. Why wouldn't you borrow against the equity at very low interest rates and then make some money? If you're borrowing at 3% and making 5%, why wouldn't you do that? You can also use the money for anything else, of course. Remodel, college, tuition, whatever you want. And the cost of that money is so low right now. It's going to change, trust me, and I mean quickly. So I'm going to suggest contacting HMS Capital. HMS Capital, the only lender I know that encourages you to go to another lender at the same time. Go to a competitor. They're that confident they get you the best deal, and I've done 2 mortgages with them, so I know how good they are. Call 833-255-5698, 833-255-5698. Visit hmscapital.com.
Taking the federal funding of the DBA Borders and Finance, criminal and number 2427. Taking federal advantage of the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. From the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. License number 41203 secure. Equal housing lender.
Save on dinner at Whole Foods Market. Get Animal Welfare Certified Air-Chilled Boneless Skinless Chicken Breast for $4.99 a pound through February 1st, while supplies last. Plus, Prime members save an extra 10%. See more on the Whole Foods Market app.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny and windy today with highs from the mid-60s to the mid-70s. This report is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Just taking a look at your drive.
I come to you with good news. Who loves you? Coming out of East Atlanta, St. South at Washington, past 710, all lanes have been reopened. We had a couple of lanes blocked there, but quick work by everybody. Yes, it's a little close to the 710. Stick with the freeway, you'll be okay. We'll start moving after that. Into the 605. It's San Fernando Valley, trouble guys. South 405 is Iowa. Victory is a problem. Backing up from the Wasco, so over the boulevard. It's still in fairly good shape down to the 101. Look at the 10 and 60 freeways coming up. Injured in an accident. Visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the sky.
This report is sponsored by ChooseChangeCA.org. Our lives are filled with choices. What's not a choice? Addiction to opioids. But even with opioid use disorder, you still have a choice. Choose treatment and choose Change California. Find medically proven treatment options at ChooseChangeCA.org.
Springer and mattress owners, listen to this. Tired of waiting for a service appointment and paying too much? Check out our brand new Fletcher Jones Fan Center in Costa Mesa. We're offering a better service value with no wait appointment and extended hours for your convenience. And as part of the Fletcher Jones family of dealerships, your customer experience will always be second to none. Visit fjvans.com or stop on in. Mention this ad and the first 100 customers will receive a free oil change. The new Fletcher Jones Van Center, Costa Mesa, keeping your work van working.
As parents, we've done everything we can to keep our kids safe, happy, and healthy during this pandemic. From finding the best face masks to making sure their hands are clean. And now we have the best tool to help keep them even safer. The most important thing we can do is vaccinate our kids to protect them against COVID-19. Vaccines have been proven safe and effective for children 5 and up. Talk to your child's doctor or visit myturn.ca.gov to find a vaccine near you. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
The dawn of a new thrill has arrived. Yamala Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Southern California's #1 casino now offers even more for you to discover. With an all-new stunning 17-story hotel topped by the rooftop Y Lounge featuring panoramic views and sweeping vistas, a luxury spa and posh pool oasis, tempting culinary and cocktail experiences, and over 6,500 slots, the most on the West Coast. Awaken your sense of discovery. Yamala Resort and Casino at San Manuel.
Call Pacific Coast Termite for a free home inspection. 10% off termite treatments and 2-year guarantee. Call 800-PACIFIC. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com.
Pacific Coast Termite. Kills termites.
The clean, friendly way.
This burger is so good. Did you add something new to it?
Yeah, I bought the new Butter Burgers from Stater Brothers. That something new you're tasting is butter.
Butter burgers?
Yep, it's a Wisconsin specialty. And now Stater Brothers has given it a tasty, unique spin. They're infused with real butter instead of just searing it with butter on top.
It's so juicy.
That's probably because they also use local 100% Angus beef from Harris Ranch.
Try the new Butter Burger today, exclusively at Stater Brothers Markets.
Losing sleep over a stressful job or a bad boss? It's time to get to know Express Employment Professionals. Connect on the Express Jobs app or expresspros.com. More than 500,000 people find work with Express each year.
When you fill your prescriptions at Walgreens, you can track the progress of your order in real time. Know the price of your prescriptions before you go to pick them up. And anytime you have questions, use Pharmacy Chat to ask an expert 24 hours a day. Help with your meds from Walgreens. Side effects may include breathing a little easier because your prescription stress melted away. Learn more on the Walgreens app.
This price isn't final. This is an estimated price based on your insurance coverage.
Cash call mortgage is a DBA of Impact Mortgage Corp. NMLS ID 128231. Not all applicants will qualify. Equal housing lender. Licensed by California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. Residential Mortgage Lending Act license number 4131083. Not licensed in all states including New York. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions. Or visit cashcallmortgage.com.
Are you being denied a home loan or refi because you're a 1099 employee, self-employed, or a real estate investor? It can be frustrating, but it doesn't have to be, thanks to Cash Call Mortgage. At Cashco Mortgage, we'll take the time to understand you and your income flows. Using 1099 income, rental income, and bank statements, you could qualify for a home mortgage or refi at a lower rate. So if you're being turned down for a home loan or refi because you're self-employed, a 1099 earner, or a real estate investor, instead of hearing denied, you could be hearing approved. To see if you qualify, visit cashcallmortgage.com or call now, 800-633-0861. That's 800-633-0861. 800-633-0861.
How many more random attacks are we going to have?
How many young girls are going to have to be stabbed to death?
People like George Gaston are saying, well, crime's always been bad.
I've been in news for 20-something years. It's never been like this.
There's never been a time when you thought to yourself, I want to go shopping down, maybe not.
Yeah.
Gary and Shannon.
I've never been scared to live my life like I am right now in L.A. County.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KFI.
Hey, good morning, Bill Handel, Morning Crew. Wednesday, January 26th, and we continue with Handel on the News, Jennifer Wayne and me.
All right, it is official. L.A. County has approved a $10,000 reward for information to help find the killer of 16-year-old Keone Theus, who was found alongside the 110 freeway. As we talked about before, a couple of city council members in L.A. City have introduced a motion for a $50,000 reward. That is expected to be voted upon in the coming week. So the county, faster to act, but less money. The city, more money, but they're dragging their feet for some reason.
Yeah, and here is a legitimate complaint. I mean, this is a fact. And you can't argue statistics here. Activists are saying, hang on a minute. Look how slow, how little money you have when a black girl is murdered. And at the same time, in the general time frame, you've got the 24-year-old Brianna Cooper, UCLA grad student, lives in Pacific Palisades, and they ponied up $250,000. And statistically, I mean, there's no question, black girls are worth less when it comes to rewards.
Well, and they are, and you're right, by the way. It is horrible and true.
Yes.
Just for clarity's sake, with Brianna Cupford, the city also went for a $50,000 reward, and the rest of it came from the community. So, but you can't really look at the city of LA, the city council, and say they ponied up more money for a white victim than a black victim. But in the sentiment in the community, people have not stepped forward from the private sector to pony up a bunch of men
I'm going to go, and there
find the killer of the 16-year-old.
And there may be, quote, a legitimate reason, because she lives in Pacific Palisades, there's a lot more money, etc.
But you're making the point about the disparity.
Yeah, but I'm willing to bet, and Jennifer, who's covered these stories, is it fair to say, statistically speaking, black little girls who are killed are worth less in terms of reward money than are white?
I hate to say it, but in most of the stories I've covered, that is the case.
Right. So it's a legitimate argument that the activists have, because that tells you a lot about society.
I just want to add though, that so while LA County is committed to this $10,000 reward, the LA City Council's Public Safety Committee is going to consider a $50,000 reward in this case.
All right, but there's a lot of political pressure now.
Right.
And that's the other argument that the activists are arguing, saying it takes political pressure to do this. Where when it comes to a white girl, you don't have to have political pressure. It's already there to give it. All right, now let's one more story.
Yeah, and now, arguably, I'm going to poison this story before we do it, and I apologize to you, Bill, and to you, Jennifer and Alex, but I'm going to do it. We're now about to demonstrate the fact that a black woman killed is worth less than a white woman killed, because this is a story.
All right, we're going to come back, and now I think it's totally legitimate. We're going to come back, taking a break, and
so we're going to do this next story?
Yeah, well, no, not now. We're going to do it
when we come back. I'm just saying, I'm letting everybody know you're going to see a demonstration of how even the media has different interest levels depending on the race of the victim.
Let's check in with Jeff.
The LA City Council's Public Safety Committee will consider a $50,000 reward for the case of a murdered teen in South LA.
If the Public Safety Committee approves the request, it goes to the full council for a vote. Council members Curran Price and Marquise Harris Dawson co-authored and presented the motion yesterday. 16-year-old Keone Cias was found shot to death on the 110 freeway on January 8th. The LA County Board of Supervisors approved a $10,000 reward yesterday. Activists have criticized what they say was a slow response to offering a reward. They say race played a factor because a $250,000 reward had been offered to catch the killer of a young white woman stabbed to death at a furniture store in Hancock Park January 13th. $200,000 of that reward came from private donors. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
And again, we'll talk more about this story during Handle on the News in just a second. News is brought to you by the Cunning Dental Group. 80% of homeowners surveyed in San Clemente want a new hospital because the closest emergency room is up to 30 minutes away. Mayor Gene James says a standalone emergency room won't work.
Without inpatient care, you can't have an emergency room because state law precludes an ambulance from dropping off a patient where there is no inpatient care.
A majority of participants in the new city survey also supported using taxes to pay the estimated $200 million building costs. The city will discuss potential locations and operating costs at a town hall in March. The Biden administration has partnered with major pharmacies and retailers to start giving out free N95 masks. The Department of Health and Human Services says the masks have started being shipped to stores and every American will be able to get up to 3. Walgreens, CVS, and Walmart are among the stores participating in the free mask program. The return of the Super Bowl to LA is also the return of kelp off the coast of San Pedro.
The NFL has sponsored a project where military veterans dove down and removed urchins from the seafloor that were blocking kelp from growing.
We'll be back in there in a couple weeks to see how thorough a job we did, make any adjustments that we have to.
The Bay Foundation's Tom Ford says kelp grows back quickly and that he expects a kelp forest to sprout where the veterans worked on Monday by the 4th of July. The project is one of several the NFL is sponsoring in SoCal ahead of the Super Bowl. Blake Trolley, KFI News.
And the sound shock for the Disney new animated film Encanto is continuing to break records. It's become the first Disney movie to have 2 top 10 hits on Billboard's Hot 100. The song We Don't Talk About Bruno, which has become very popular on TikTok, has also surpassed Frozen's Let It Go to become the biggest Hot 100 hit from a Disney animated movie in 26 years. By the way, Lin-Manuel Miranda, best known for Hamilton and In the Heights, was the songwriter for the movie. We've got your drive now, and Jeff, where you heading?
Well, we're over to 63, but it's not like we're over Diamond Bar, really, where there's always busy by where the West 50 and South 57 merge this time in the morning. And it was a problem reporter. We get out here, all I see out here is the parts of the shoulder at Grant. That's right in the middle of the South 57 West 60 merge. So everything is a little slow here, but it's just a lot of volume so far this morning. A lot of people driving, that's for sure. Some earlier problem moved South 5 past the 710 around Washington have cleared. So it's still a little slow coming out of East LA. And we're headed for a new problem now, a 605 up to 10, right around Bolton Park. So while I'm not coming out, don't go away. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Farmer, AFI in the sky.
The votes are in, and the Baseball Hall of Fame has an inductee class of one guy. Red Sox legend David Ortiz got in with 77.9% of the vote. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Kurt Schilling, all snubbed in their final year of eligibility. In football, whether or not the Rams get past the 49ers to the Super Bowl, they've already helped make history. For the first time ever, the NFL's having a conference championship in the same stadium as the Super Bowl. LA has lost 6 in a row to the 49ers, so that's going to make this game extra exciting, and it's happening Sunday. Kickoff set for 3:30 on your home of Super Bowl 56. AM 570 LA Sports, brought to you by Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game. Must be 21 years of age or older to enter. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Your Green Honda Superstore has the solution to get you in your next Honda now. No matter how you shop, take on 2022 with a super selection and a super experience. Choose from hundreds of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hondas. Or see how it pays to pre-order when you reserve your favorite new model and get priority status on your shipment. And if you want to swap your current vehicle, we're the place to trade in and trade up. Plus, it's easy to return your Honda lease to one of our 5 Honda Lease Return Super Centers. It's time to start 2022 with a super experience. Visit our super award-winning Norm Reed Honda Superstore locations in Huntington Beach, West Covina, the Irvine Auto Center, and the #1 Honda store in the world in the Cerritos Auto Square. Shop online at normreed.com.
We got a sunny day, mild, just in the mid-70s. It looks like for our highs, but we do have a lot of wind headed our way. The wind should keep off this afternoon, but tomorrow just highs again in the mid-60s to mid-70s. Local, 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones Lee.
Happy New Year! I'm Cake Mortgage founder and CEO. And if you're working with another lender to refinance your home, pump the brakes. I'm so confident that we can beat your rate. I'll give you $1,000 if we can. That's right. Call now. 10 minutes or less. We'll save you money, or I'll personally put a cool grand in your pocket. Yup.
I like to run and
big one. That's how confident I am that Cake has the best rates in the nation. So don't wait. Call 877-818-CAKE and start. Did I mention you can go up to 2 months with no mortgage payments and get
Emily, Robert, Emily.
877-818-CAKE. That's 877-818-2253. Or visit CakeHome.com to get started today. With us, it's a piece of cake.
Equal Housing Lender, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Not licensed in all 50 states, including New York.
Our worries have not disappeared, but evolved. CalHope offers free COVID-19 emotional support. Call 1-833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org.
Big James won't let that happen. They will help you with medical treatment, vehicle repair, and give you the money you deserve. Ain't nothing until they win. Sweet James at 800-5200-5200
Save for your morning toast and midday sandwich at Whole Foods Market. Take 50% off all Dave's Killer Bread through February 1st. Plus an extra 10% for Prime members while supplies last. See more on the
Robert.
For official rules and more information about contact station, go to KFI AM640.com.
Those are animals too, Rob.
KFI
AM640. Seeking up for 7.
Good morning, Joe Handel here, and the whole morning crowd.
Robert and
it's Wednesday morning, so let us continue.
Robert.
Doesn't matter what.
Joe and
Continue on with Handel on the news.